Going on there, guys? I was messing around the old eBay and I couldn't help myself. Well, you'll know in the title what it is, but I couldn't help myself. These things are really hard to find around me, even on eBay and stuff like that. The higher CC saws are actually pretty difficult to find, and when you do find them, they usually want a pretty decent chunk of change. I scooped this up for what I feel was a steal, but let's get in here. So from what I know, the story behind this saw is it was bought in basically like a wholesale from a chainsaw shop. So my guess is this saw was brought there by somebody to see if they could get it running, and they probably told them the thing was a piece of junk and sold them something newer. So yeah. We're gonna dig into this. This is a ProMac. Let's see if you can see that. ProMac 700. Right off the bat, I can see that this is missing here. We're missing a bar nut, and this thing looks dirty, and it looks like a nut for the wrap. The handle looks bent. I mean, it appears to all be there. We're missing a spark plug. But what I can see down inside of there, it looks okay. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna fire up the air compressor and maybe blow this thing off really good. And I think I'm gonna try to put fuel straight in that carburetor, and we'll see if we can get this thing to fire up. Let me get a spark plug and fire up my air compressor, and we'll go from there. All right, air compressor's filled up. While I was waiting for that to fill up, I found a screw that fits in that, because that was really bothering me. I don't know, when these things are missing these saws look stupid to me, but for each is their own. Let's get this off. Apparently that still engages. I mean, somebody used this thing, and they used it hard and put it away wet and dirty. Everything appears to be there. We are missing a bar nut. Adjusters there. These. Don't be afraid to grab an old saw. You know, if you don't have a lot of experience working on stuff, you know, just get in there. Take your time. Pay attention to how it comes apart. Look at the internet. The internet is a beautiful thing. There's a lot of information on there about a lot of stuff. Pull some of the shit out of here. I'm actually going to do something here. We're going to see how much compression this old saw has. You guys saw how filthy this thing was, and it was sitting there. I don't know. I don't know why the plug's not in it. I don't know if the guy parting these things out needed it for something else, or if it didn't have it in it from the saw shop. Where do I have that? You can get these kits from Harbor Freight. Mine happens to be a McCulloch. I work in the automotive trade, so the trucks come there. It's easy to get the stuff off of. There's a million arguments everybody has about everything. Don't waste your money. I don't think it's a waste of money. So you're gonna want to find the tube with the correct spark plug thread size. I'm not 100% positive this is the right plug for this. I looked up online and it said a BM6F NGK. Turn this light off. And that's what that is. I don't know if this is better with this light on or not. If anybody has an opinion, let me know. So yeah, so you thread this into your cylinder. Seems to thread in nice. Another thing I like to do is maybe pull a saw real slow and make sure that that adapter you have in there is not coming in contact with that. Put the compression tester on there. Let's see. You guys can kind of see the gauge. I'll tell you the number afterwards. Well, we got 100 psi, which isn't great. It could be the way I'm pulling it too. Here, let me pull it over here. Let's see. Yeah, just over 100. I don't know. You can see that. So the compression's not great. It could be a stuck ring. Cylinder could be pretty dry. I didn't want to put oil in the cylinder because sometimes that'll give you a false reading also. You think your saw's got all sorts of compression. And in reality, it really does not. So I'm gonna squirt a little bit of good old WD-40 in that cylinder. I apologize, guys, if I can't get good views on this with this camera setup. I'm just using an iPhone, and I have it clamped in place on a light stand. So, yeah. Well, let's see if we get spark first, I guess, before we get ahead of ourselves. Shall we? get Spark. I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to get you guys in there. I don't know if you saw that or not, but we do have Spark. So put that spark plug in. Goals for this chainsaw. I kind of want to do a restoration on it. I don't know if that hurts the values on these. I know everything is original is usually best, but if the condition just isn't in there to begin with, then does it really matter? That's always been my argument. Plus, it's my chainsaw. But if anybody's got an opinion again, if they think that I should leave it how it is and just clean it up really good, or if I should take the time and maybe detail mask the decals off. Paint it. I would paint it professionally. I work in a shop. I wouldn't be using cheap paint on it. Let's see what the carburetor situation looks like. Like I said, this thing was definitely used. Hopefully this all lived a good life, but judging by the amount of debris inside of it, maybe not. So again, this is a ProMac 700 electronic ignition, which I think these actually have points, so I don't know so much what they mean by that. Maybe the way the coil's set up. This piece is all complete. Stickers are torn a little bit, a lot of chipping paint, like this whole saw. Filter is pretty dirty, but it doesn't appear to have any holes in it or anything like that. We'll give that a good blow off. Let's see. Some debris definitely got inside there a little bit. The fuel line is actually very pliable. That's good. And the carb does not appear to be completely nasty. Normally on a chainsaw, I would take this thing all apart, but parts for these aren't as easy to come by as everything else. Zoom you guys back out a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna blow that out. Hopefully not get a crap load of it inside of the carburetor. That appears to be some type of gasket, so I'm guessing that's part of the tank gasket. Yeah. Anybody who's wondered, when you blow out an air filter, you should never blow it out this way because you can actually embed stuff deeper into the filter. You should always come from the other side. This filter is soaked in oil. guy up a little bit. I will say this chainsaw is a lot dirtier in person than it looked in the pictures. But again, you know, everything looks better in camera. Alright. Put this guy back on there. Well, you know, before I do that, what I'm gonna do is inside the fuel tank. And of course, I don't have a good light out here right now. Turn this one on. Let's see. Yeah, there's some debris, a little bit of debris in there. Can you guys see that? But overall, it doesn't look too terrible, and there's some dried oil in there. What I'm gonna do is take some straight gas, and I'm gonna pour that in there. Let me grab something real quick, guys. Sorry about that. I grabbed some gasoline, I put it in this can. We're gonna put it in here. I'm not gonna fill it. Cap back on. Give her a good shake. And then I'm gonna pour this thing in my, looks like the cap's cracked. We do have a crack in the cap. Pour this in my drain pan. You know, guys, for a 70cc saw, this thing actually is not that heavy. I did notice that there's something going on with the recoil, so let's put some actual gas in here. 2-stroke. Again, I always use the true fuel. About a half a tank. Got another one in my truck. Grab that. Alright, so that's that. Flathead screwdriver. Let's get this recoil off. So we got spark. Fuel tank's clean. The fuel lines are intact. They don't appear to be rotted. As far as I know, there is no actual rubber line. Sometimes there's a rubber line for the pulse on saws. This one goes through the head itself, and there's a little spacer in there from what I've seen. These are all flat heads. I don't know if these are factory or not. Probably not. These things probably rattle themselves to pieces. So The screws have probably been changed a bunch of times. Well, apparently that is not how you're supposed to take that apart. So put that back together before something bad happens. Somebody told me that. Don't do what I do, guys. But again, don't be afraid to take something apart if you don't know. I know nothing about these. I've watched a bunch of Buck and Billy Ray videos, and after I bought this, I tried to watch a bunch of saw videos. There's really not that many on the Pro Max 700. A lot on the 1010. From what I know, this is basically a 1010 frame with a 2-inch piston in it, from what I gathered. Don't quote me on it, but so you have the same, more or less the same weight as a 1010, but more displacement. So I want to build this saw eventually. Also, I want to do some porting on it. Nice pipe. Also see if I can find a screw for the handle. I would also like to try to find a full wrap handle for this. I think that it will really set the saw off. We're going to be fitting a Holtz Pharma bar, which is a Husky mount, on this for now. I would like to try to find a real McCulloch bar for it. I mean, we'll see what kind of power is it. Maybe I won't mess with it. Maybe it'll have plenty of power for what I want it for. We got the 372, we have the 520 SP, and I have the 2150 also, so I mean, let's see there, friends. I don't see anything else holding this cover on there. I am lost. As far as I can see, this should just come off. Nope, I found one more. That's why you don't just start prying stuff off. Take your time, pay attention. If something doesn't look like it's not gonna move, maybe there's a reason for it. All right, so that's interesting. I've never seen a set of starter paws like that. It does feel like it's something in this. Let's blow this thing out. I might have to turn my compressor back on. These are kind of cool. See, the starter paws are actually here. So when it starts, it kicks out. I don't see any cracking on the coil. It's very dirty in here. Okay, and this one does not have points from what I can see inside of it. So this one must actually be an electronic ignition. Like I said, I tried to watch a bunch of videos on these, and everything I saw was points. I don't see any points. Oh yeah. Let's blow this out, blow the cover out, maybe get a little bit of oil in there. Filthy. I'm gonna try this stuff out. I picked this up at the parts store when I grabbed the spark plug for this. one thing, bar oil and sawdust, they make a pretty gooey situation. It's not always the easiest to clean, especially when it's been sitting on there for God knows how many years. Still recording? Yeah. You might have to come back to this later date. It was a lot dirtier than I thought it was. Maybe I'll clean it more off camera. But, try to work a little bit of WD-40 in there. It's actually looking better now. So a little bit of WD-40 and a little WD-40, and I cleaned it up a little bit. Better than it was. Still not good. Clean that out a little bit. Alright, good enough for now. Cover it back on. I'm going to tear this thing down later, maybe off camera. Only because this is a long process. We're already going on like 20 minutes or something like that. All this hardware seems to match, at least this stuff. I don't know about the other one. It has a big washer on it. Maybe it's supposed to have all washers on it. I don't know. Turn that back down. I mean, you can do a lot more than what I'm trying to accomplish here. You can do a lot less. I mean, it's really up to you. I feel like going through and just looking at the basic mechanics and making sure that mechanically what you're about to start is functional. Like I said, we went through. We have some sort of compression. We have some sort of spark. We have a screw stuck in there. That lined up. Oh, I see what's happening. magnet from the pickup on the flywheel was pulling the screw towards it instead of into its hole. So when you're home, looks like the guard around here is cracked a little bit, but it is what it is. All right, well, got a little bit of carb cleaner. I don't know, I feel like I shouldn't shoot that in there. Let's shoot this thing over and see if she tries to start or not. See if I can get the camera in a better spot for you guys. Figured it'd be better on the Ford. Normally I don't start saws like this, but I feel like I'm gonna be pulling this thing a lot, so yeah. I'm going to try to stick my foot under the throttle. I'm gonna give it a full choke. Try a little sniff of this. All right, sorry, I got a phone call. So we're gonna try a little carb cleaner. Should have oil in it, but you know what, whatever. Does fire. That was on carb cleaner, but we'll do that a few more times. And oh geez, broke the top off the carb cleaner. What do you know? I'm a terrible person. Try this one. That's a fire hazard. Try her out again. mess with that some more. Get a bar on it and getting some woods, but that'll have to be next video. I'll talk to you guys later.